Why did you fly all the way out here from Southern Oregon?
I see a lot of fine works of art that also make music.
Some of the stereo setups, some of the systems, some of the speakers. It's really exciting to be able to hear them firsthand. There's nothing like it, and YouTube can capture that in some ways, but there's nothing like being here. And so really encourage people to attend, participate, network, and
interesting
learn
people like yourself
all at the same time.
Yep.
We're at AXPONA, and we're launching our first tube DAC. Now, I want you to know that we're only one of maybe 3 tube DACs in the entire show. And the feedback is amazing. We hired a large digital team to build the DAC side of it, and all of the filtering and everything is done on the analog tube side. And the feedback's been it's an incredibly musical DAC.
What I have discovered, though, from talking to a lot of people, is that they have trouble getting their home network to work in a way that's optimal for streaming. There are lots of problems you can run into with Wi-Fi mesh networks and other kinds of things that people have incorporated into the network that basically break their network for streaming. So we're going to be talking about some best practices, some anecdotal things that we're seeing, and how we've kind of worked around those things, and then where we think the industry is going with this stuff. So it should be kind of irreverent, but also hopefully entertaining. If anybody during the talk learns anything at all, it'll be purely an accident.
We just did a huge unveiling, probably had 100 people in the room crammed in there, and we introduced 4 new products that we're really excited about. And it's the PMG series, which stands for the Paul McGowan Signature Series.
Good name.
Well, it's the first time in 51 years I've ever put my name on a product, so it's a pretty big deal for us. So we have a new phono preamp, a new preamplifier, a new DAC, and a new transport. So 4 new products, all in a beautiful new chassis.
Okay, so I'm enjoying the show so far. It seems like a very crowded show. I think a lot of people are here to say, I'm buying something before the tariffs kick in again. So maybe, I don't know. So part of what I'm doing here is I schlepped a lot of records because the Wilson Benesch people asked me to play records in their room in Fidelity Imports, which now is distributing Wilson Benesch, asked me to schlep records and play them. So I played a bunch of records earlier, and I'm going to play. I have a seminar to do in about a half an hour in which I'm going to talk about, we're going to have someone there from the mastering side, Bob Weston, who is in Chicago mastering, was also a mastering engineer, and he was in the band Shellac with Steve Albini, so he's a really cool guy. He's going to do the cutting part of it, and then we have Nick McGinnis from RTI, who's going to talk about plating. I was supposed to get Gary Sahlstrom, who's at Paramount Records, but his wife has some health issues, so he can't be kissing with her. So Nick is going to do it, and then Don McGinnis is going to talk about the pressing side of it. He's been around for a long time, so it should be a really interesting seminar.
I'm here looking at product brands. I'm moving to Seattle, Washington, and opening a major high-end retail store there. And the idea is the speaker manufacturing will be, kind of in the rear part of the building. The front part will be a really nice hi-fi store that's curated with really cool stuff, low pressure, just high quality and customer service. Just hang out, drink some coffee.
What do you think so far about AXPONA?
Oh, it's a great show, and attendance last year was up 14% over the previous year, and this year I wouldn't be surprised if it's up 20%. So today's the end of the first day, Friday, and the halls were packed. People were waiting in line to get in before the show opened. The halls were filled, and there's really a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. So it's really become North America's premier hi-fi show.
It really is. High-end audio is alive and well.
It is. This is really an encouraging thing to see all these people. They're so enthusiastic, and I've talked to a lot of readers of the magazine, and people are really excited. And
did you notice how many turntables there are? I've seen more turntables at this.
Yeah, almost every room has a turntable, and tape machines too. There's a lot more tape machines than in any year.
V10, as in like a V10 engine. It's got 5 10-inch things, 10-inch concentric, 2 10-inch bass drivers, and 2 10-inch passage on the back. Whole thing weighs 160 pounds. I can't lift it. Not without injuries.
This is my first AXPONA show. I am Veronica Diaz, and I'm an audiophile.
Yes.
So I have a distribution company for Chroma, Atelier, and Creek Audio, and a dealership. But I really have the bug. I love the energy. I love every design that I see here, and I respect every designer and every retailer and distributor that are putting their hard work to make everybody happy at this show, just enjoying great music.
And what were you telling me you like to do?
Sorry?
What were you telling me you like to do?
What I like to do with
Put turntables together.
With turntables. Oh, I love to get my hands dirty, assembling turntables, balancing them, trying new cartridges and toners, and just learning how things work.
Really gratifying to see how much people enjoy the amount of what the vendors have put in the rooms together.
Do you have a favorite room? Do you want to...
1118.
What?
He's a speaker manufacturer from Germany that came to the U.S. prepared to introduce his speakers. He brought full wood wall acoustic treatment. Strum.
I saw that. That was. We saw that. That room was fantastic.
Amazing.
If we could remember the name. Phil?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
The Martin loudspeakers were a revelation to me. I'd never heard the Martins before, and they're at a number of locations, and I'm a fan now of the Martin loudspeakers.
Okay.
We're very excited to be at AXPONA. This is our 13th season with AXPONA events. We're very pleased with the Club Lounge, and it's allowing us to play the M9, which was introduced in just the end of 2020. But we've never shown this at a public event like this. This is the very first time, so we're getting huge response.
One of the ways that we have radically accelerated the pace of our product development and technology development is through AI. There's 2 things that we do. When I develop something, if someone can take the product apart and clearly identify what we're doing, we seek a patent. On the other hand, for every patent we seek, there are dozens of trade secrets that affect the circuit sound or the cable sound or the whatever sound, that if someone took it apart, they wouldn't understand it. They wouldn't see it. It would be mind-blowing. So that's a trade secret. We put the trade secrets along with our patents into the context of something we're developing, and we will pan out and search across multiple vectors on the internet through AI and find other art in other industry that may be applicable to what we're doing or overlapping or adjacent to what we are doing. Now that when we're coming out with new products, they're not a next generation, we're going logarithmically. It's 6 or 7 generations up. And we determine these different things if they're worthwhile or not through subjective listening tests. So it's always, measurements serve to root out negatives, but they can't assert a positive. When you listen, you're taking into account all things known and unknown. And it's the end result. And does it sound better? Does it not sound better? Does it sound bigger? Does it sound smaller? Blah, blah, blah. So that's how we're going. I mean, we have a new $198 power cord.
Wow.
And it's machine built. We built 5 different machine built power cords that approximate what we do with our...
Where are they built? Are they built in the U.S.?
Yes, they are.
All built in the U.S. No Chinese parts?
Some things come from the Far East, but typically not China.
Okay, so no problems. You're not going to double your prices in the next.
No, I'm an American manufacturer. I laugh at the other American manufacturers bitching and hand-wringing online about Chinese tariffs, and I'm thinking, but you're supposed to be an American manufacturer. Anyway, we digress.
Okay, little known facts about Jeremy.
Yeah.
You're an amazing DJ.
Amazing DJ.
Yes, I know he doesn't like to say that.
One of my early experiences with hi-fi, I had an uncle who was a hi-fi salesman back in the 70s when he was in law school and college. And he was a bachelor when I was a kid, so I spent a lot of time with him. And he had all the fun toys, the magazines and the pen collection and the watch collection and hi-fi. So I got my first exposure to that at a very young age. I spent my bar mitzvah money. My mom let me spend all my bar mitzvah money on my first hi-fi setup. Yeah. Some of which I still have, actually. And started collecting LPs. I have over 6,000 LPs currently. So I've been schlepping those around for years and years. I was a DJ when I was in high school for some after-school youth group events that I was involved in. So with my uncle, I tinkered around a lot, and I'm no engineer, but we tinkered around and built a really good sounding PA system that we used when I was DJing at high school events. And then I went to college and learned about the Consumer Electronics Show, reading a Stereophile magazine, and I was from Los Angeles. A buddy and I said, "Hey, let's go. It's trade only, but we're weasels, so we'll figure out a way." And we got in, and we were like kids in the candy store.
What are you showing here?
We're showing the new speaker, the Quattro Evo, and the production version of our new Lines audio control center preamp, and our new version of the power amp, M5 power amp, with our dealer in Milwaukee, Ultra Fidelis, doing all the DJing. So we're having fun. We're doing good.
Did you know, little known fact, that your 2 CEs were the first audiophile speakers I ever bought?
Well,
so
thank you.
And I love those to death.
Thank you.
Multiple pairs.
Yeah, it's.
I used to swear by those.
It's
so,
a lot of people have had a pair on their way in this.
I know. I think everyone has. They've got to be some of the most famous speakers in history, I think.
Well, I don't know about that, but we did make a lot of them.
You made a lot of them. People still love them.
Yeah.
I sent a Nakamichi ZX9 cassette deck to Chicago to have it fully restored. So 182 capacitors were replaced, This weekend, a friend of mine is kindly taking the cassette deck to another tech in Southern California, where he's calibrating the Dolby and then also fine-tuning the record and playback against Nakamichi's alignment and calibration tapes. When this is finished, I will use this to generate some amazing sounding cassettes from my reel-to-reel. So I have a wonderful collection of really high quality 15 IPS 2-track tapes, and I'll make the cassettes from those, as well as other sources that I have of really, really impeccable recordings.
How many things did you buy to take home?
107.
Awesome. You sure it's not 125?
I've actually chartered a cargo plane to take home my purchases. Some large loudspeakers, some gigantic cables. I mean, they'll really fit the house.
Okay. Nice.
And a few amplifiers.
Okay, and that's pretty much what everybody does when they go to AXPONA. So bring your checkbook and prepare to have oodles and oodles of fun.
There's also free cheese. It's all over the place.
Yes.
Nobody talks about it, but
Yes.
there's free cheese everywhere.
Yes.
One thing I love about coming to this show is you get to see everybody who's ever been your idol is all here. You can run into every reviewer, like in a room. You can talk to them about, reviews and things like that. You can see all the manufacturers that you've always been reading about and the products that you've lusted about right there in person. And you can have a whole host of other people that are going to the show that want to talk about every single little niche, nerdy item that you want to talk about. Is there to talk about for the whole weekend. So that's what I like about it.
Nice.
A lot of great stuff. My ears are a little fatigued, but there was good music. There was lots of great equipment, lots of great people. Some I knew and some new ones that I met. So I can't give any great words of wisdom, but overall I think it was a great show. We had a great time. And
you want to come back again?
Very inspiring.
Next year?
I will come back again as often as I can.
Is it your favorite show ever?
Oh, favorite show ever. What do you think of the show?
All right. Since you've been hearing me ask questions for 2 days and you haven't seen me at all, I figured I would finally come out from behind the camera and say, thanks for listening. I think it's been a great show. Retro's definitely in, vinyl's definitely in. We met so many interesting people from all over the world, And I don't know how you could duplicate this experience. Get off your couches, get on a plane, and get to Chicago for AXPONA next year.